Okay, guys, give us one moment here. We'll give Fascist Tube a moment to send out notifications and such, and we'll get started here in just a second. Okay, guys, give us one moment here. We'll give Fascist Tube a moment to send out notifications and such. And
there we go.
Well, hey, at least know the stream's working.
Yeah.
That is okay. All right. So we'll go ahead and get rolling here. So welcome to a special live stream here on the Liberty Under Attack channel. It's the first one I've done in a while, and plus this will serve as a bit of a test, which I forgot to tell you in pre-show, Louie. But can my satellite internet hold out? I suppose we'll have to see. So yeah, please feel free to drop any questions in chat. And if for some reason the stream isn't great, we'll turn off our videos and continue. But I just checked, and it's showing green stream health. So far, so good. That's a good sign. Anyway, today I'm joined by Louie Bee, a stand-up comedian from New York City and host of the Crotch Shot Radio Show, podcast and radio show. I've been catching up on some of his episodes, and I realized we hadn't recorded an episode since, I guess it was early last year. I think it was the 4-year anniversary for Liberty Under Attack. I think it was February 8th.
Yeah.
Was when the last time we recorded. So figured it was about time to get you back on. So yeah, we're going to chat with Louie about what he's been up to, how the comedy and podcasting have been going, and I suppose whatever else we get to. So Louie, welcome back to the channel, man. How are things going?
Why, thank you, Shane. It's been a long time. I've been a big fan of yours since way back. I like to support other Patriots. But if you guys want to support my stream, go to InfoWars Life. I'm just kidding.
I think you did that last time. I think you did that in the last show, too.
I did?
An Alex
Did I
Jones
do that
impersonation. I think so. You might have. It would be right up your alley, wouldn't it? Well, clearly.
Yeah. It's pretty on brand for me. But anyway, Shane, yeah, long time no talk to you. I missed you, sweetie.
Did you? Well, that's good. It's good to hear. It's good to hear. So I guess for it's been a year and a half, and this podcast has grown and all that. So we got new listeners, new viewers. So I guess we'll start. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Who are you? How did you get into libertarianism? And we'll kind of start there.
Yeah. Well, my name is Louie Bee. Brooklyn, Puerto Rican from New York City. Well, Brooklyn. Pretty much. Yeah. So, anyways, I do stand-up comedy. I'm an aspiring comedian. I got into libertarianism when I first heard, Dr. Ron Paul speak, and the concept, the philosophy made the most sense to me. And I'm not a neocon. I'm against wars, useless wars. I mean, unless it's in self-defense. I do love the non-aggression policies of libertarianism. I really don't care how people live their lives as long as they're not hurting someone else. Which means, I don't care if you're gay, straight, bisexual, or whatever other goofy term you want to go by. Except pedophilia. I am totally against pedophilia. And you're doing picture within picture? What the fuck are you doing, Shane?
Oh, whoops. Oh, what are you talking about?
You just fucked me up.
What are you talking about?
There we go. I'm watching the stream with you, so, with the listeners. So don't worry. I'll call Shane on his bullshit. Let me stop. Yeah. So I still consider myself a libertarian. I know people are thinking, why is he wearing a MAGA hat? Mostly for the lulz. It's mostly for the lulz. People are so triggered. I do like Trump. He's not libertarian, but it's I feel like kind of a hypocrite when I say it out loud, but I don't care.
You're digging yourself a little bit of a hole. Yeah.
Yeah. But I do like how he's a troll. And I think it's funny how the other side, and by the other side, I mean the actual people that follow, how they seem programmed. Like they'll repeat talking points that that are easily refuted. Like, oh, he's a racist. He's yeah, that's the major one. He's a racist. In fact, they hate him so much that, especially here in New York, when you even say if you're a person of color or a colored person, however you want to put it, I'm not offended by either. Um, you could, by the other side, I mean the left, and I know the false left right paradigm, but people that lean to the left, that they believe that the government should take care of them from cradle to grave. Those people that believe in trigger warnings, safe spaces, and whatnot, they feel like, especially if they're white, that they feel justified in saying the most racist things to you because you don't subscribe to their beliefs, and no matter how how, oh god, what's that word, not accommodating, but how nice you are to them, how understanding you are, how um you know how you don't yell at them, you let them talk. They get so angry so quickly. And that's also part of the reason why I wear this hat. I've had this hat for only 4 days. Went to Trump Tower here in New York City and picked it up. And so far, I've been having so much fun with this hat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I haven't been hit. I haven't even been yelled at. It's mostly the dirty looks that I get and the confused looks I get from mostly white people. Well, white women especially, they'll look at the hat all angry and look at my face, and they're confused. They're like, wait, they look at my hat angry, and they look at like they just don't know what to do with themselves.
Right.
And it just makes me laugh. I'm like, well, I guess I know who the racist is. It just people expose, but mostly, I mean, a lot of times I've been having a lot of positive conversations.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when first day I wore this hat, I was on, and if I know a lot of your listeners probably are not familiar with New York City, but I was on 34th Street, which, if I can make a reference, if you guys ever seen that old movie Miracle on 34th Street, which is where Macy's Macy's is that area. I ran into two black gentlemen, and they asked me why I'm wearing the hat, and I told them, hey, I don't think he's racist. He's actually kept his promise when it came to Puerto Rico after Hurricane Maria. Unfortunately, Puerto Rico has a history, not ancestry, a tradition of corrupt politicians, which, if you paid attention to any news coming out of Puerto Rico, they recently
Aren't they cycling through governors or something, or cycling through leaders?
Pretty much. Yeah. They kicked out the governor. They kicked out the governor because of what he said. Even though one thing that he said was actually kind of hilarious to me. Basically, he said that Ricky Martin is a chauvinist because he only sleeps with women. I mean, sleeps with men. He doesn't have sex with women.
Oh,
so
wow.
that's the biggest. He's the biggest chauvinist in the world.
Well, that's the worst. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
Well, actually, I mean, but one disgusting thing he said was, we need more dead bodies to feed the crows, pertaining to the people that died during Hurricane Maria, and
Wow.
after Hurricane Maria. So that pissed off a lot of people, because then it's like, so add that to the corruption, like, of him stealing money and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
obviously he's supposed to be helping them, and if he's extorting from them and wanting them dead, that's not a good thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but they all do that, including that Yelin Gonzalez, the mayor of San Juan, who is who's Trump's biggest critic, who's currently being investigated by the FBI for her embezzling and misappropriation of funds. They're the reason why a lot of the funds, a lot of the aid did not reach the people of Puerto Rico.
Mm.
It's yeah. I mean, to really explain how corrupt Puerto Rico is, it's back on the air now, but there was a Puerto Rican show, which is basically a news comedy show, much in the vein of the Daily Show, but this was older. It has a puppet, a woman puppet, and the show is called La Comay, which in English means the godmother. And basically, it's a puppet, and it's voiced by a man. I forgot his name. They would actually talk about the gossip and really expose real news and real corruption going on in the island when it came to the politicians. And it was the number one show at the time, and it was kicked off the air. And of course they used the whole premise of like, oh, he said something offensive.
Right.
And again, but now it's back on the air, and it's more popular than ever.
Gotcha. So I guess the thing that's I guess the comment I have is, obviously when you look at the political debates from the left, all they can really offer in terms of criticisms against Dolan J. Tramp, as I explained to Louie before, that's just the way to not use his real name. But they can't. That's the only thing they can go to, because any other critiques of Trump that they have, or Dolan that they have, that's just the status quo. That's just like his policies aren't any different than it's just status quo, right? I mean, it's still military industrial complex, even more so. He's in favor of red flag laws now, which is very, very dangerous.
That was disappointing. It's like, fuck. All right. I mean, I don't agree with everything, and
but that's the one thing that I've heard from some conservatives before he got elected was, well, I know what Hillary will do. I don't know what Dolan will do. I don't know what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
So we'll see we'll see what we can find out. And obviously it's been bad.
Oh, by the way, the hat is not a prop. The hat is not a prop. How dare you? No, I'm just kidding. Stop. So.
Well, I guess I will.
I guess the comments. I got my eye, motherfuckers. I ain't afraid of not one of yous.
Yeah, I'll just mention that I think I think everyone should go to tinyurl.com/cancel voter and consider canceling your voter registration, because America, obviously, I don't believe in political crusading at all, but clearly, if you've seen the political discourse and what's going on, obviously politics is not an answer in terms of freedom. So I'll just toss that out there.
Well, if he totally fucks up, I'm done.
Are you? Is this kind of a last ditch effort?
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Fair enough.
After this, I'm just like, you know what? I'm tired of fighting everybody. I'm tired of arguing with people. We want free education. We want you to pay. I'm a single man working in New York City, and Trump lowered the taxes, but fucking Cuomo raised them some bitches.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm making less money. I'm like, you bastard. What are you doing with the money?
Yeah.
I'm gonna spend it on naming a motherfucking bridge after my dead dad. Fuck you.
Right. So I guess and maybe we talked.
Can't
I don't
even
remember.
fix the motherfucking subways. Can't even fix it. Like, I've actually, like, when he was up for re-election, I actually voted for Larry Sharpe. I had Larry Sharpe on my podcast. I liked Larry Sharpe's position on everything. I liked his solution. He actually was the only candidate with fucking solutions. But, it's like, I don't know, man. It's like people are so fucking short-sighted.
There's no hope. There's just no hope in politics, man. Yeah, there isn't. No. Yeah, I mean, I like I said, I think just from a practical standpoint, yeah. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I did kind of want to in this episode, because I know we didn't go down this path. Kind of go back before the hat got us on this down this path. So could you talk a little bit about because you were involved with We Are Change early on in 9/11 Truth, right? Why don't you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. I mean, back in the heyday, I spoke about this ad nauseum. But yeah, I still do consider myself a 9/11 truth or 9/11 conspiracy theorist, whatever. Which is why I didn't arrive to support Dolan, J. Drumpf, lightly, as you want to put it. Because I mean, you can even see I did a podcast, left or right, we're both screwed. Because I didn't trust him, but I saw how. But okay, let me back to your question. To answer your question, I was in We Are Change. We would go to Ground Zero, pass out DVDs and whatnot, and have poster boards with proof on the controlled demolition of Building 8. And that was up until I discovered, two of us discovered, one being Pat, who passed away a few years back, and Dallas. So we exposed that Luke Rakowski was stealing money meant for the sick and dying first responders, money that we helped raise via the 9/11 anniversary events in 2007, 2008 that were supposed to go to the Feel Good Foundation. And and you may know that this was before the Zerjoga bill was even passed. So these people needed the money to pay off their mortgages, to live, to get medicine, to get medical.
Right.
To pay their bills, so that way they could unfortunately die in peace.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this dude was taking it to pay his fucking college tuition, using it to buy drugs.
This guy being Luke Rakowski.
Luke Rakowski, yeah. Or yeah. Lukesh Rakowski. So it was a long few years of exposing him. We finally got his banking statements proving everything. It made me a pariah in the movement until it became cool to fuck with Luke. It became cool to expose Luke, and then it's like fuck Louie Bee at that point. I mean, I was the one that had to deal with getting death threats from other truthers, getting calls in the middle of the night by brave gentlemen who would call me from a blocked number, and it'd be like a fucking faggot ass party line calling me. Just, it was like, oh God, okay, queers, what the fuck you want? We're gonna kick your ass. Hey, you ain't gonna do shit. Yeah, you're gonna come to New York City and look for me. Yeah, come to New York City, ask for Louie Bee. Everyone knows me. Go eat a dick. I mean, few years passed, and you know, some people actually apologized because they realized I was right.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, it's like, nowadays it still gets thrown in his face. So I think my job was done. Oh wait, and I forgot. I forgot to mention you. I'm sorry. You came forward and helped me take the case to the citizens grand jury.
Well, okay. So I was gonna mention that. So so the committee of safety, common law court. This isn't the sovereign citizen stuff. This is this was.
Right.
This is a legit thing. So we talked about this on an episode of Elevator Radio back in 2015. Had Kyle Reardon on. He was the one. This was before my time in the alternative media. But yeah, there was. This is a kind of a minarchist thing. Committees of safety in the common law court. But it's basically just a way to. It's a way to uncover truth, and if someone has done something wrong against someone else, it's just private arbitration basically, and then the punishment is ostracism. That's kind of how it goes, and it was taken there. That is all of that information still available. I'll find it. I'm not sure where it is. It was on Kyle's website, but his website's down. I don't know where it's. I have the paper copy of the article, but I don't have. I'll find it and I'll put it in the show notes. But yeah, and that's why I still see him with so many people with him, and like he should be just excommunicated from the community, you know. It's really sad.
The whole problem with that is, and you know, the thing that I also wanted to bring up about, and this is like almost every fucking movement that I've ever been involved with, I always end up freaking discovering bullshit, especially on the right. I mean, I'm not gonna mention names, but let's just say the supposed leaders of the MAGA movement are bunch of fucking degenerates. I'm like, God, like I was downloaded on some information. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to be a part of this. I am really not going to try to make myself a prominent member of this. I'm not even going to try. You know, I've never really tried to go for leadership because I always saw my role as more of a domestique, which in bicycle racing is basically a support role. I feel more useful in a support role. Mm-hmm. Only because if I did the lead thing, probably get murdered because I would be making way too much sense. So, no, I mean, it's like everywhere. It's like, I mean, it's probably even worse on the left where they think, you know, dressing little boys in fucking girls' clothes and having them freaking shake their ass at a strip club for other men to throw dollars is okay. But I don't know, the shit that I've heard, man. I mean, I'm just crossing my fingers as like, please, not Gavin McInnes. Please, not Gavin McInnes. Please.
Right. But yeah, that's not surprising to hear at all, man. I mean, that's something we've talked about on the Volney podcast as collective movementism, and that's how those organizations are. They could start out with a very worthwhile goal, right? That we both agree with. But obviously, if you want to recruit more people, what do you have to do? Well, you have to make the message more appealing to more people, so it becomes diluted, and then at some point, whenever the money starts rolling in, then it becomes about the money and membership and subscriptions and all that sort of stuff, and then it has nothing to do with what it originally started as. What I'm talking about is actually some eyes wide shut fucking sex party fucking bullshit. That stuff. Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm like, what? You did what? Well, who? Mr. Christian? Wait, what? Huh? What? Okay. Yuck. Like I was like, even as a libertarian, it surprised me the shit that I heard. Like, yeah, they're not messing with kids. As far as I know, they're not messing with kids. But some of the stuff I felt sick to my stomach, like physically sick to my stomach. And it surprised me. It surprised me. I was like, why am I feeling this way? Like, it's like, okay, I don't want them locked up for it, but it's just, like, why can't they just be honest? Like, okay, you like fucking trannies, all right. I mean, it's not my thing, but I mean, whatevs. Like, you're both consenting adults. I mean, whatever. Don't ask me to join in.
Right.
I don't care.
Right. So Liberty et al. Swear dropped in and said hello, welcome, and I'll go ahead and mention guy that comments. Very very nice name. I like that. And Bruno Ray, thanks for joining. Feel free to drop any questions or anything like that in chat.
Yes.
But I was gonna read this quote. This is actually from, and you can't see this, Louie, but this is just a beautiful copy of Kyler Vergen's Just Below the Surface: A Guide to Security Culture. And there's a chapter he has in here called "Disingenuous Activists: Why Leaderless Resistance is Preferable to Formal Organizations." And this is just the quote at the beginning of the beginning of the chapter. Avoid membership in political groups or other civic organizations. As a rule, these groups are filled with super sneaky, nosy individuals more willing than not to stab someone in the back if it suits their selfish purposes. Total snakes, end quote.
Mm-hmm.
So,
all right then.
Yeah, it's in a book, so it's got to be true, right?
Yeah. Right. What? Kyle wrote that?
Yeah. That's
Kyle's book.
Yeah. We published it paperback. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Yes, indeed. So, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I'm actually writing a book. It should be out in October. It's Louie Bee's Guide to Satisfying Fat Bitches.
Oh, is it?
Yep. It's going to be more of a pamphlet.
Okay. Is it like a strategy guide? Or?
Well, no, it actual moves, it's like, sometimes you got to do more heavy lifting, more stretching, it's more like strength training, like push the folds back and hold it back like Moses parted the Red Sea. But it's fun if done right. I mean, if you get the stroke game right, you can see like a tsunami of belly rolls go up and down. It's really quite erotic. And I mean, if you want to do and if you're man enough to deal with the smell, there's nothing better.
Good God.
Louie Bee's Guide to Satisfying Fat Bitches. It'll cost $27.95 plus $10 shipping and handling.
Good God.
For me to mail it in an envelope.
Good God.
Yeah.
So on that note, how's the comedy?
Mm-hmm. Honest, like, because I'm not, I don't hide the fact that I do lean towards the right, which kind of made me a semi-pariah in the New York City comedy community because everyone leans to the right and they feel like they need to keep the community clean. So you got people that will shun you,
You mean the community leans to the left?
Yeah.
Okay, you said right. I was like, no, there's no way.
Oh wait, my bad. Yeah. Like I have some comic friends who would who do lean to the right, but they keep it so secret. Me, I was at this open mic and every comedian was like, their joke started with, well, I'm gay, I'm bisexual, I'm gay, I'm a lesbian, I'm trans, I'm gay, I'm bisexual, and like this is their jokes. And so I get up and I do my set. I started off by saying, like I wanna open a theme park, and the main attraction will be the Whitney Houston Bobby Christina log flume. They both died. They overdosed and drowned in a tub.
Wow.
Yeah. I was doing dark jokes like that, and then I go in, I'm like, since everyone is opening up about who they are and they're coming out the closet, I feel confident in me revealing something about myself. I voted for Trump, and I'm still happy with my fucking decision. Good night. Everybody's like, oh, shit. Like, that was the most shocking thing.
Right.
To say.
That's crazy.
And, of course, I get a lot of white comics always like, oh, how can you support Trump when you're Puerto Rican? I've been called a race traitor by white people. I'm like, wait a minute. How the fuck would you know? How do you know what's best for me? How do you know what lifestyle, like?
Yeah, white guy. How do you know what's best for a Puerto Rican? How do you know?
Yeah. Well, how do you know what's best for another white guy?
Or
anybody,
for that matter. Anybody in
like,
general, obviously, but yeah.
Well, how do you know that I'm a race traitor? I mean, technically, the only reason why a lot of Puerto Ricans are lean to the left or they're Democrat is because they get free shit. Take away the free shit and you got broke ass conservatives. That's it, because most of us are either some form of Christian or Catholic, and like my dad's a Catholic, my mom was raised Catholic. Most of my family are Catholics, and many of them not very devout, but still. I mean, it's like, goodness, if it wasn't for the fact that Ricky Martin can sing and dance and we have such patriotic pride on the island, that dude would be hanging from a tree burnt. It's like,
yeah.
But yeah.
So are you doing shows regularly then, or you got any coming up?
I'm no shows yet. It's very hard for me to get booked. Right now I'm just working on new material. I mean, it's like kind of like wearing a weighted vest. So, I'm just focusing on writing better. Really digging deep and trying to improve my art. So that way, I could become so funny that no matter what I subscribe to politically, it just won't matter because I'm putting asses in seats.
Right.
Because that's the main goal, really, is to sell tickets and put asses in seats. So that way they're like, well, I mean, we hate his politics, but he's making fucking money. He's making people laugh.
Right.
And and that's what really annoys me is like everyone wants to put their fucking political opinions out there. And that's why, me being counterculture and, just putting out mine just to like balance everything out. It's like, oh, I'm a feminist and men are this and men are that. In fact, like I was at this open mic a few years ago, which it's a club that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
I think I told this story in the last one. I was at this other open mic, and the host, she was talking about how she seems to only date guys that have had late in life circumcisions.
Huh.
And she thought it was funny that they would be in pain, but she felt inconvenienced because they couldn't fuck her for a few weeks to heal. So I'm like, that was her joke, and I was like, okay. So I got up after her. I'm like, you know what? I've had similar I've had a similar problem. I can only seem to date Muslim women from Rwanda. Get it?
I don't think I do. No.
Female circumcision.
Oh, okay. I see. Okay, yeah. I get you.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And
See, you went up there. You went up there and said that.
Goes,
So what? Did you get a response?
I got laughs. I got laughs from the men, and she felt scared for her life. And she told the host, she told the owner of the club that she was scared. and I'm like, bitch.
Oh wow! So
like,
so did you have to leave or what? You had to leave?
No. I finished my set, and then like I got an email from the host that, you almost cost me $1 million. There was someone someone there that I was trying to make a deal with. And he heard your set, and he was so offended he walked out. I had to chase after him. Like, you are no longer allowed. I'm like, dude, I didn't even know that wasn't allowed. You didn't tell me there were no rules. He's like, that's not a good excuse. I'm like, how the fuck? Well, first of all, why the fuck are you doing business during an open mic? Like, what the fuck? So, I mean, and here's the kicker. Well, two kickers. One, the name of the club was the Experiment Comedy Gallery. So I was experimenting during an open mic with comedy, and so a year passes. That location got shut down by the Hasidic Jew that owned the building. So he found a new location at the basement of a bar with no fire exit. It was a death trap, so that got shut down by the FDNY, or the fire department, if you don't know what that stands for. They immediately blamed me for reporting the place, even though I'd never been, because I was still banned. So I'd never been to the new location.
Right.
So for months, I'm getting death threats from other comics. They're saying, "Oh, let's SWAT him."
Good God.
One Black Lives Matter girl's calling me a Nazi. And that if she ever saw me on the street, she's gonna punch me in the face. And I said, I would really like to see how that would work out for you. Because I'm a real feminist. I mean, I'm not going to just let you haul off and punch me in the face and have no response for that. I mean, so,
man.
So I ended up on this podcast because I ended up on the news that they called me the alt-right comedian. I was like, what? They wouldn't even... I can't be alt-right even if I wanted to. They wouldn't let me in. Like... Oh, they would hate my guts. But so I ended up getting interviewed, and I'm like, look, I'm a libertarian. I'm not going to shut down a place because of their speech. I'm not going to try to. It's wrong. Like but hey, it turned out to be a death trap, so that's why it got shut down. And this was after I was having it happened perfectly because I was having an argument with the owner, because every time he needed to pay his rent, he couldn't he couldn't sell out any shows in the club.
Yeah.
He wasn't making any money, and when he needed to pay his rent, pay the light bill, he had to put up a GoFundMe. So I was making fun of him how he was a shitty a businessman. And, you know, of course, he's like, he was talking about my dick and whatnot, some gay shit. And they were like, make Louie Bee irrelevant again type memes going around. He's an alt-right comedian. He's a Nazi. He's this, he's that. I'm like, Nazi? Where? Like,
damn,
where?
man, you're on the map there. Shit.
Yeah, pretty much. So, like a few weeks pass, and I end up on this podcast called Pod Awful. And you know, towards the end of the podcast, the host admits that he's the one that called the FDNY and reported it, which I had a big laugh.
Yeah.
And then the other shoe came. The other shoe fell. While he was trying to gather the troops so that way he could raise money to find a new location, a woman came forward and Me Too'd his ass, saying that he raped her while she was drunk at the old location. So everyone went from the United States of fuck Louie Bee to, oh shit, Louie Bee actually did a favor. They all just ignored me and started getting on him for being a rapist. So, I mean, I guess I'm the first person in history to benefit from rape.
Jeez, man.
I was like, wow, thank you, Jesus.
Man, oh man. So I guess So I mentioned to you in the you know, on the Twitter DMs. Did you come with any jokes? Any other jokes?
Let me see.
A comedian without any jokes.
Suck my dick. The fuck? I got jokes. I'm just trying to think of. Oh, okay. Because of all these mass shootings, I always make sure I have an exit strategy. For just in case. I always randomly pick 5 people that I'm going to use as a human shield, and yes, that does include family gatherings.
Jesus. All right, good one. Good one.
So you hear that, Uncle Carlos? You hear that, Uncle Carlos? You hear that, Cousin Cassandra? You hear that, Cousin Carlos? You hear that, Aunt Debbie? Your fucking asses are going down. Because I'm hiding behind y'all. Fuck you. Fucking pricks. Try to get me off the fucking wheel. Go suck a dick. Hate you motherfuckers forever. First of all, how the fuck does my cousin come to a fucking Sweet 16 with all her titties showing? Who are you trying to impress? The fucking other 16-year-old boys? Fucking predator. God damn it, how you come dressed to a fucking quinceañera dressed like a scatty skeezer. God. So, yeah. Anyways, yeah, no, and you know, I had actually, I had this female friend. She was in the neighborhood and she needs to use the bathroom. She comes by, and oh god, let me get this story. So I could tell it proper.
Well, you got to do it right.
Yeah, I got to do it right. You know, like I'm trying to like do 100% new material. I do a lot of writing.
So it looks like we got some comments in chat here. So let's have a hardcore debate about something really controversial. It's not what this episode is for.
All right.
Yeah, and I'm in.
No questions for me. I mean, goddamn.
Oh, yeah, questions. Yeah, any. No questions. Well, yeah. So I'm a free market anarchist or Venuan. Louie is a libertarian, I think, or maybe a closet Republican. Kidding. But let's see. And a guy that comments, voluntarist, unsure how property rights are even a thing. Okay, interesting. But all right. Well, yeah. Hope you guys are enjoying the stream.
Yeah.
You got the thing pulled up there?
Oh wait, why didn't I just go on my fucking Medium? Why the fuck am I scrolling down fucking fascist book, motherfucker? Sometimes I just can't fucking stand myself. Like I always do the most for no reason. Golly. God, I fucking like I look at myself in the mirror. I'm like, fuck you. I just every morning I just look at myself like, what bullshit are you gonna get us in today? And me being on this show, I got my answer.
Oh yeah, I always my thing is basically that's the worst thing that happened today. Then I'll be all right. Like if it's something, if it's not something tragic, then it's been a good day.
Right. So yeah, basically, I'm not letting another woman shit in my bathroom again. This rat bastard who I ain't even dating or fucking miscarried a Jurassic Park size shit in my toilet and didn't fucking flush. She just dipped without saying shit. When I saw it, that motherfucker winked at me, and I had to dump 3 buckets of water just to break it up. I was fucked up. Like, I'm a fat dude that I never shitted like that. This chick had to have been saving up since birth and unleashed her fury on my poor defenseless toilet, that mean motherfucking dick. Like, I swear, what she did to my toilet should be viewed as a hate crime. It would have been quicker for her to have drawn a swastika on my door. It at least would have been easier to clean up with her fucking racist Richard Spencer Ilhan Omar ass. She fucking just dropped off her child at Uncle Louie's house and left. She is now on, if I ever see her ass on the street, I am fucking her up on sight. You hear that? You hear that, Amy Milagros Garcia? If I ever see your ass out here slipping, you catching hands, the streets is calling for it. P.S. I know you didn't wipe, you pig-ass doink.
Very good.
True story.
Good. True story?
True story.
Oh, man.
True story.
That's disgusting. Yeah.
I don't understand what Louie's talking about. Okay. Like, first of all, how's about, full fucking thought? Like, help me out here so I can fucking explain shit. God damn it.
What are you saying?
Nah, fucking Liberty et le Sur. I don't understand what Louie's talking about. Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, they're having a chat. They're having a deep philosophical conversation in chat.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck for?
Hey, voluntary action is important, but it's not a real belief system, but understanding of reason. People need something deeper.
Look at dick. Golly, I wish I was stoned. Fuck.
So, how's living in New York City? Is it getting worse?
Oh yeah, no. Like, more homeless people. Fucking every time I come out of work or go home, there's always someone begging for money. So I just had to come up with a new way to fuck them off. Like I'm coming home from work. Guy is like, yo, can I get $1? I'm like, shit, I was gonna ask you. Tell you what, I was gonna ask you for $20. Ask 21 people for $1. You give me the 20, I let you keep the $1. He's like, shit, and walked away.
That's funny. So homelessness is increasing. Yeah, obviously taxes are increasing. The cost of living there is increasing. More homeless people, and I'm guessing, are they cracking down on the homeless more in New York City than too, or Brooklyn or around?
Not
there?
really, because I mean, if you've seen the video, there was like 2 crackheads fucking blowing each other on the subway in front of God and country to see.
Wow.
I mean, in my neighborhood, there was this dude just like in the beginning of summer, he was just stripping naked, walking around. I was like, what the fuck? And, I called the cops, and the cops just passed by, and then I had to call them again, and then they finally showed up. Like, yo, there are kids around, for fuck's sake.
Naked
Got
dude,
this motherfucker.
naked dude on the street.
Yeah, no, I mean, I wouldn't have minded if it was a hot chick because I'm a sexist like that. But
Jesus,
it's like nobody wants to see some like old fat dude like walking around naked, like fucking dry humping the fucking sidewalk. I mean, that must be hell on the balls. I mean, I wouldn't know. I'm just guessing.
Yeah. Guy that comment says, you're sending them to San Francisco and Los Angeles. We got a lot of sidewalks left in California. Yeah, well, yeah, they got the same situation going on over there. Any plans to leave New York City at any time, man? I mean, it's I don't know. Sounds like it's going to be a dangerous place.
I mean, the thing is, this is the mecca of comedy.
Right.
Like I was looking at moving to like Texas, like around San Antonio, or someplace that that will offer a bit more freedom. But the opportunities that I want are not there. I mean, it's either New York or LA, and I'm sure as fuck ain't going to know LA because I'll probably shoot somebody over that bullshit going on over there.
What's going on in LA?
I mean, no, it's like with people shitting on the streets. All that nonsense.
I thought that was San Francisco.
It's happening both. It's happening so bad in Los Angeles. They're worried that there's going to be a return of the bubonic plague.
Jesus, man. Yeah, I guess I need to keep up with things. No, I don't really need to, but I don't really keep up with things with things too much. I know things are generally going bad. Things are generally going south, but
wait a minute, I just reread the. Are you calling me a louse, you son bitch? God, he's like, I don't know what louse is talking about. Louse, call me a louse. God damn it.
Yeah. So Liberty asks why would you kill someone over the why would you kill someone?
Oh no, because they just fucking. They'll fucking come at me like, can I get $1? I'm like, no, I'm going to stab you with a hypodermic needle. And I'll just get pissed off over the bullshit.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So, I would say,
look, I actually have a solution for the homeless problem. I mean, ship them off to Mexico. Just drop them, just fill a C-130 and just, put them in cargo and, put one, like, in one of the ones with the parachute and just drop them over fucking Tijuana and see what happens.
Yeah, and I mean, I spent, I don't know if you knew this, Louie, but I spent from November, it was beginning of November to mid-December, I lived in Acapulco. And I guess one thing I noticed with the homeless there.
No, I'm not a Catholic.
With the homeless there, or I guess no one's really homeless. No one's really homeless. You can basically just erect a shack wherever and live there. But the people who don't have, who don't really have jobs, they just create them. Like they wash windshields and stuff for their quarters and things. Like it's different down there, but you can't do that in Los Angeles or San Francisco because they want you to have business permits and all that sort of stuff. So. They might have a better shot down there.
Like imagine how you feel. I got all these women freaking trying to hit me up for money, and they don't even have the goddamn decency to offer me a blowjob for my $1. I'm like, the fuck am I paying for? Tired of this.
Right.
And no, I'm not Catholic. Gun control worked in Australia. Something can go wrong if we send some mentally ill Americans their way. Yeah, why not? Let them. Fuck it. Honestly, send us you're poor, you're tired, you're downtrodden. We'll send you our crazy motherfuckers. That sounds like an even trade.
So Louie, I guess we've talked about the comedy. How's the podcast going? The Crotch Shot Radio Show. Tell us a bit about that.
I stream. You guys could find me on all the podcasting platforms. Just search for the Crotch Shot Radio Show. Basically, last episode it was kind of a personal one because I was talking about the people that pissed me off, the people that have used and abused me. So it was more out of anger because I'm getting cyber stalked.
Are you?
Yes, I am.
That's not good.
Yeah. I don't know whether to mention her name, but you probably know her.
Okay.
Yeah. She was a former friend, and I just got, we stopped being friends simply because I got tired of being her bitch, having to fight her battles every fucking time she, one of her paramours got nuts because they weren't getting that pussy anymore. I'm like, God damn it. First of all, you were like an aunt to me. God damn it. And these guys, you're slinging the pussy around. They get addicted. And then now you want me to fucking have a flame war with these cocksuckers. I'm like, I don't got time for this. This is fucking stressful.
Yeah.
And then you blame, you introduced all these people in my life. No, but you stuck your nose in the friendships I made, and then for some reason you started thinking that they were all stalking you. Like, bitch, leave me alone. And then it's like, oh. Now she's like living in a van down by the rivers in Seattle somewhere and shitting in Tupperware and freaking plotting her revenge against me for something and keeps freaking commenting on all my online shit. It's like, oh, you betrayed me. Like, oh, God.
Well, at least she's all the way across the country.
No. Yeah, no, I fucking, and she's telling me how she's gonna sue me, which I'm not worried about, because I'm like, I've done nothing, and she's telling me how she got a private investigator by the name of Jessica Jones, and I'm assuming you don't have Netflix.
I have Netflix. I don't watch it much though.
Oh, okay. Well, there's a show by Marvel called Jessica Jones, and I'm like, yeah, I've seen that show. It's a good show. So you hired a fictional character,
right?
So I'm like, oh, shit, she's far gone, and of course you have people fucking enabling her. So that's what I talked about on my show last week because I was like, just fucking fed up. Just got fed up, and I'm just like, the moral of the story was just be careful who you do favors for, because if they like, no matter how, if you go in it with altruistic intent, people always try to like end up taking advantage and acting like you owe them something even though you're doing something for free.
Sure. Yeah, there are those scummy people out there for sure. Yeah, and you always seem to find them, Louie.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, Jeebus. Like, how the fuck, man? I'm like, the FBI should like hire me so that way I could be like, yep, guilty. No, he's suspect. I'm like the Puerto Rican Minority Report. I'm like, yep, he's creepy. Send the cops. SWAT his ass.
Yeah. Red flagged by his former friend. Yeah, that'd be unfortunate. Let's see.
Yep.
Okay.
You seem a little aggressive. You should be careful with your language. It's go fuck yourself. How's that? You're X-rated. Like, I don't give a oh, Jesus. Is he libertarian?
I think he said voluntarist. Or no, this guy wasn't. This guy wasn't. Yeah, this guy wasn't. But
okay.
Gotcha. Well,
like, that's the one thing Yeah, whatever. I don't like there's that reminded me, there's one freaking special needs case. He's like, I had to unsubscribe to you because you curse too much. I'm like Benji, you don't have to tell me that. You're just doing that so that way you could feel like superiors. Go fuck yourself. Go screw. If you don't like the way I talk, go screw. I mean, I'm not. I do things the way I like. I'm not going to censor myself. If you don't like the way I talk, you don't have to listen to me. I'm not forcing anyone to listen to me. I like Bill Hicks used to write. You write the jokes that you that you like. And I realized that my comedy, my personal comedy, my personal spirit suffers when I start catering to what other people like.
Sure,
mean,
I will mention, and I will mention, like, for the Volney Life Forum, I mean, that's what I have. The assumption they made that we're all adults. There's no need to self-censor or anything like that. And obviously, it isn't the Volney Life Forum, but that's my general thing too. If I'm not gonna self-censor.
Okay,
I don't expect anyone else to either.
Okay, Liberty, I highly recommend you go fuck yourself. I'm not telling you to go fuck yourself. You can and you can. It's up to you. Is that libertarian enough for you? God damn. Telling me to fucking censor myself.
Oh man. So you got any closing thoughts for the listeners? Any other Louie wisdom? Don't move to New York City.
Yeah, especially and don't move to New York City. Oh no. Okay, here's a personal thing. Do you? That means don't worry about what other fucking people think, because first of all, at the end of the day, they don't feed you, they don't clothe you, they're not going to look out for you if you're bleeding on the street. Always make yourself happy. Always entertain yourself. Because no one else is really going to do that for you.
Right. Yeah. I certainly agree. So where can people find your show?
Well, I do it. I stream live nowadays. I'm on D Live. Let me get. I also stream from Facebook. Facebook.com/Louie Bee Comedy. Periscope at Louie Bee1. YouTube, just look for Louie Bee. Yeah. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I stream every Wednesday around 8:30 p.m. Eastern. So, but if you guys want to catch my archives, you could go on iTunes, TuneIn Radio, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, wherever fine podcasts are found, and just search for the Crotch Shot Radio Show. I also have another podcast where I post my prank calls.
Definitely go check those
out.
Which is called. They're hilarious.
Yeah, it's called Louie Bee Comedy. It's also on iTunes and Google Play and iHeartRadio. Yeah, definitely check them out. Like, subscribe, and share.
Indeed, and yeah, like, share, and subscribe. To this channel. Certainly do appreciate that. And Louie, appreciate you coming on, man. It was it's fun chatting as always. And I need to do it again sooner next time rather than a year and a half.
Yeah, I gotta go take a shit.
Fair enough. Well, I will leave you to it. Leave you to it then, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I suppose since I now know that a live stream will work perfectly. I guess 73 drop frames, not bad at all. Stream was green health the whole time. So now that I know I can do this, then I think I'll probably do more live streams. So definitely hit subscribe, get notified, all that good stuff. And until next time, laissez-faire.